Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Camelot the Build is a odd game to me. Let's just say that. So the artwork is odd. I think it's going to appeal to some people. And I think it's going to be very divisive, the artwork in this game. It's fine. It's an abstract game, which you don't normally see companies, I think this was their first game, bring out an abstract game as their first game, and it's kind of like, you know, you're building this castle, okay? The game is very simple. The components are simple. The components are really, really nice, actually, for what you get. And if you like the artwork, it's going to be, you know, an 8 or 9 for a tile laying game. Or if you don't like the artwork, I think it'll probably be a 6 or 7. But the quality of the components are very good, very thick. Now you're going to have a game where it's very simple. You're going to be playing a tile, and collectively, you guys are going to be building this castle, very Carcassonne-like. Some of the pieces are required to go in certain pieces. But this game is 100% about how you score and setting yourself up to score. And in that regard, in a 2-player game, you're going to have more control. It's going to be a better game, a less chaotic game with less players, although you can play with more players. Just know that you're letting chaos and randomness enter in the game because you can't set up your moves as well. So when you place a tile, you will score based on what is around it. And there's certain pieces like the garden tiles that will go all 8 spaces around it. So that's really what you're doing here. And you can place a number of tiles on your turn, and as you're going through, you're trying to maximize your scoring, and you're trying to build this castle that kind of comes together. Each castle is going to be fairly unique. There are some tiles that have to be played certain places, but otherwise, you know, certain things might be placed in different locations, and that might be neat for you to get a different little work of art every single time, with some commonalities throughout. Okay, so that's that. How's the game? It's fine. I think if you like these play a tile, score, and try to maximize your score as much as you can type games, this is a fine addition. I think this might even be an introductory to it. I think this might be a good way, if you want to try one of these abstract score the most points, this might be a great one, because some of the tiles have to go certain places, and otherwise you're just placing a tile and trying to maximize your score. There's a little twist at the end, that whatever tile you place last, and mine's just going to be more tiles on the board, so this will be a higher scoring tile that you play last, will be a negative point. So you want to be careful about what you keep until the end, because you might get stuck with it, and you might score, you know, negative 30 points at the end of the game. So you want to be careful that maybe a garden tile isn't placed last, right? So there's certain things that you'll pick up on as you play. It's a fine game, a fine experience. You know, it wasn't that great to me. Now, I'm not a fan of abstract games. I'm not a fan of, like, these abstract, try to score as many points with a tile as possible. I'm not a tiling fan. So these things were kind of working against it for me. So for me, it's probably a 5 or a 6. But for a lot of people, I can see this being an 8 or a 9. Especially if it's an introduction into games and you want to utilize this as such. I mean, this could be a really big favorite for some people. So, excellent game. Didn't fit my personal taste, which is fine. So it'll be a Purge. But I do give this game a high recommendation if you like these sort of games. Camelot the Build, because kings don't do tapestries. I don't really get this joke. I'm thinking that might be an inside joke between whoever published it. The king is really weird looking, but otherwise the box is pretty striking if you ask me. We'll take a look at the rulebook in a few minutes, and we'll pull the board out, which will unfail. You're going to have some scoring markers, just regular wooden pieces. You're going to get a humongous bag. This bag is really, really cool. And you're going to get a bunch of tiles inside, which will make it up. And you kind of see the artwork on here. I actually like this artwork. It's cute. It's kind of funny. There's some jokes in here, I think. You have some blank tiles. Don't throw those away. Those are used for the game. But you can kind of see here's a flag with the points clearly listed on it. Here's a garden tile. But the artwork is going to appeal to some and probably not for others. But you do get quite a bunch of stuff in here. For some reason, I mean, is that the king on the front? Okay. So you're going to have that. Not a lot in the box, as you can see. Really just the tiles and this board. Not a lot of components. Let's open this up. And you can see there's a scoring around the side. This is just advertising for the game. And then this will be the main part where the board is played. It's pretty bland. Not a lot going on, but it doesn't distract you. And the idea is that when you put these tiles out, which will fit perfectly in all these squares, that you will have a game board. And it will have what will become the board, if you will. So it fits really nicely on there. Components are great. No complaints. So here's the rule book. You're going to see art from the original box. You're going to have a little bit of an introduction over here to the universe. Game objectives. Here's all the rules right here. This is all the rules. This is all you need to play the game, to be quite honest. Then you're going to get some examples of how things work, which the game is super simple, but I'm appreciative of this. You're going to have some solo rolls, which change nothing. You just try to score the most points. And then a strategy here. And the game actually apologizes. With only 3 easy rules, You may at first reading appear to be too simple to support interesting strategic options. However, our experience of playing the game hundreds of times in design is that it's as subtle as we like to make it. Here are a few points. So then it tells you why the game is deep. Never really seen that before. Interesting. And then some credits on the back. Rules do a great job. Like I said, rules are right here. That's all you need. Very easy to play. Okay, so on your turn, you're going to have 10 tiles. All of these have to be face up to show everybody. You can take 3 of your tiles, and you can place them face down, and they can be hidden from the other players. Otherwise, the remainder of your tiles are face up, so people can look at them and use them for strategic decisions. Now, on your turn, you can play up to 3 tiles. Most of the tiles can go anywhere. There are a few that have to be placed in certain locations. So something like this, you just try to match things up the best you can. If you have a piece like this with the outside, then it would need to be placed on this outside bar. Otherwise, for the most part, most of your tiles can go wherever you would like them to go. You'll see some of these circle spots right here. There are going to be 4 locations where they have to be played, and that's pretty simple to do. Otherwise, you're going to have quite a bit of flexibility where you can play things as long as you're meeting these requirements. Now, on your turn, you can play up to 3 tiles. Now, whatever tile you place next to something, you're going to score all of those points. So if I was able to place a tile like this, I would get 1, 2, 3 points. Now, if I were to put them in a row, let's say I place these 3 tiles in a row, I would get 1, 2, 3, but because they're in a row, I would have to double those points. If I had played it like this instead, I would be able to double these points because it's also in an L shape. So it can be your rows, your columns, or in an L shape, and then you get to double the points. In this case, 1, 2 would be doubled to 4. If I had played this instead, 1, 2, 3 would be doubled to 6. The other tile that plays a little bit differently is a garden tile. The garden tile will score for everything around an even diagonal. So in this case, I would get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points for the garden tile. So it is one that plays a little bit differently. Continue to place out tiles, and you will track your points as the game goes. The trick of the game is that when you play your last tile, it will be for negative points. So let's pretend like the whole board is full. I play this at the end of the game. Then I would be getting negative points for what's here. So you want to make sure that the last one that you play isn't worth a whole lot of points, because it can negatively affect you. And that's how you play Camelot the Build. You literally play up to 3 tiles. You score points. It's doubled if it's in a row or a column, 3 in a row or 3 in a column, or in an L shape, or the garden tile plays all around. Keeping in mind that some tiles have to be placed in certain locations. Otherwise, you could play things wherever you wanted that would best score for you. As for the solo rules, it's going to play exactly like the multiplayer. You can keep all 10 of yours face up because obviously you're the only one playing, and all you're doing is trying to score the most points during the game. You keep track of it. Next time you play, you try to beat your score. So that's all that you're trying to do in this solo variant. Who should buy these games? Fan of abstract games, fan of tile laying, scoring, Carcassonne type games. If you're a fan of Carcassonne, which most people probably have played that, I think this is a pretty good addition. It almost feels like Carcassonne light in some ways. I think some people are really, really going to jam with this. I think that if you like these kind of, thinky games, like I'm going to play a tile and this set the next one, you want to play this, but play this probably with 2 players. This could be a really big hit for a lot of people. I'm just kind of surprised this one didn't catch on more, didn't get another edition. I think this could have been a hit with, with enough pub behind it that people like this sort of game. Not necessarily for my gaming taste, which is why it's a Purge, but I think this could hit a wide variety of people, so I hope you enjoy.
Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.